Hello guys! I wanted to say long time no see, but you know, I'm posting daily vlogs on my channel now, so it's not long time no see. You guys have seen another video of mine like yesterday. Despite doing daily vlogs, I also still wanted to do main videos. So this is what this video... What? I wanted to say something, but then I forgot what I wanted to say. So this is still a main video, like the weekly videos that I do. Most of you guys have school now or are going to college, university, something like that. Maybe even working, and I know that that can be very stressful, and sometimes you just want to relax and do nothing. So I wanted to make a video about 5 movies to watch when you're feeling down. When you're feeling down, I obviously can imagine that you don't want to watch movies that are very plot heavy and just has a lot of drama and just a lot of things going on that makes you think about certain things, and it's just a lot of information at the same time. So I came up with 5 movies that are not plot heavy and that you can watch when you're feeling down. The first movie that I have on my list is a classic. I'm guessing everyone knows that movie because it's so popular and people still talk about it. First movie that I came up with that just popped into my head right away was White Chicks. White Chicks was released in 2004 and it's almost 2015 and a lot of people still talk about it. So that movie has had a lot of influence on people. The main actors in that movie are brothers. They are called, and I'm guessing I'm just going to pronounce their names so wrong, but I'm sorry. Their names are Sean and Marilyn Wayans. They also wrote this movie, which is very awesome. And the reason why this movie just popped up into my head when I was thinking about 5 movie mood boosters was because when I was 15, 16, something like that, I broke my knee and I spent a lot of time in the hospital, and they had like a whole list of movies you could watch in the hospital just to keep you entertained, so you don't have to think about just lying in the bed and not doing anything at all. So they gave me that list and White Chicks was on there as well, and I've heard a lot about White Chicks, so I decided to watch White Chicks. And it was just such a funny and such a light movie, and I just really enjoyed watching it. I seriously did forget I was lying in a hospital bed and just laughed so much. So that movie is kind of stuck with me. It's basically about 2 brothers. They are cops and they have to go undercover by pretending to be white chicks. And it's just so funny because obviously they're 2 men and they have to pretend they are white chicks. At one point someone even falls in love with one of the white chicks, and that is just so funny. I just love it a lot. So White Chicks is number 1. And then I started brainstorming about other movies you could watch when you're feeling down, and another classic movie popped into my head, which was Mean Girls. And Mean Girls was also a movie that was released in 2004 and a lot of people still talk about it. I still see a lot of posts about Mean Girls going around on Tumblr, which is very funny. You have a lot of actors who are now very well known in that movie, such as Lindsay Lohan, Rachel McAdams, you have Lacey Chabert, if I'm pronouncing that right, and you have Amanda Sheffield and many more. It's also just a very funny movie, not plot heavy at all. It's basically about a girl from South Africa that's going to live in America now, and she makes friends along the way and interacts with these so-called mean girls, like the mean girls in school. Some things are just so ridiculous but so funny, and I like this one a lot. So Mean Girls is number 2. And then number 3 is Hitch. Hitch was a movie that came out in 2005, and I've recently watched that movie again because I did watch it but I forgot what it was about, and I saw that it was on Netflix, So I watched that movie again and it's so funny. It's actually a rom-com and you have actors in it like Will Smith, Eva Mendes, Kevin James, and Amber Valletta. It is supposed to be a rom-com, but there's more comedy in it and it's so funny. Kevin James' character is the best thing ever. He is so awkward and so clumsy and it's perfect. I love that a lot. And Will Smith's character is like a very smooth guy that gives you dating advice, but when it comes to his romantic life, he has very awkward moments as well. And it's so very funny. I really enjoyed watching this movie. And again, it's a very funny movie, not plot heavy, and a very good mood booster actually. So Hitch is on number 3. Then on number 4 I put Midnight in Paris. Midnight in Paris, it was a movie that came out 2011, not long ago, and it has a lot of actors in it that are very well known, such as Owen Wilson, Rachel McAdams, Tom Hiddleston, Alison Peel, and many more. And it's a romantic comedy fantasy sort of movie. It's about a writer and he goes to Paris with his fiancée and he loves Paris a lot and he's talking about his fiancée like constantly. I want to live here, it's awesome here, I like it here. But his wife, played by Rachel McAdams, is kind of not so nice. Yeah, their chemistry is not that good. Gil falls in love with someone else and is attracted to someone else. Why it's called Midnight in Paris is because in midnight there's a taxi that arrives in front of Gil. He gets into the taxi and he goes back in time to another time in Paris, which is very cool because I didn't expect that. I thought it was just a romantic comedy movie, you know, but then suddenly they threw fantasy in there, which was very nice. And that's where he met that girl that he liked a lot. Every midnight you just go further in time and it was very cool. So if you're a huge fan of Paris as well and people that had a huge influence in history, such as Salvador Dali, F. Scott Fitzgerald, Hemingway, Zelda Fitzgerald, Pablo Picasso, then you should definitely check out this movie. It is labeled romantic comedy fantasy, but it's more about the main character Gil kind of finding out what he wants. It's more fantasy and more history than romance and comedy, but I really like that. So number 4 is Midnight in Paris. And then the last one, number 5, is a musical, a Disney musical. No, it's not High School Musical. It's called Lemonade Mouth and it's based off a book, the book called Lemonade Mouth. And it's basically about 5 teenagers who are so different and have all their own issues, who start a band and who start to become friends and just sticking up for each other. And it's very nice, and this one is definitely a mood booster because they all have different issues and they are all so different. They have different personalities, but they still come together and support each other, which is very nice. They also have songs in there which are mood boosters and just very nice. You can just, you know, swing to it. I think this movie will speak to a lot of teenagers out there, so I put this one in the list as well because I'm obviously getting older and I've had my issues and dealt with them, but there are still a lot of people out there who still have their issues and are thinking like, how am I going to overcome these and what I'm going to do, and this movie will be very good because it's really a mood booster and really tells you that everything is going to be okay and you have to fight for your opinions and your thoughts and things like that. And it was a very nice movie, and they also have very cute and swingy songs in there, so I would definitely recommend this one as well. So those were the 5 movies to watch when you're feeling down. And number 1 we had White Chicks. Number 2 we had Mean Girls. Number 3 we had Hitch. Number 4 we had Midnight in Paris. And number 5 we had Lemonade Mouth. So definitely, if you haven't seen those movies yet, or you did and you think about it the same way as I do, then if you're having a not so good day and you're just feeling a little bit down and you just need a mood booster, I would definitely check one of these movies out. Those are the movies I recommend for when you're feeling down, and you should definitely check them out. I will put links in the description to the Wikipedia pages if you want to read more about it. I hope you guys like watching this. Have a good day. Goodbye.